Uh, picture a 300-pound linebacker performing a flawless, physics-defying ballet routine.
Right, which shouldn't really be physically possible.
Exactly. But that is like exactly the trick Dakota is attempting to pull off with their massive 2027 Peak. Today on this deep dive, we're unpacking our sources on this newly revealed electric SUV. Our goal is to see how it balances heavy-duty family pragmatism with, cutting-edge tech and luxury. And I want to quickly thank you for dedicating your time to learning with us today.
It really is a fascinating engineering challenge. I mean, let's look at the sheer scale first.
Right.
The Peak is the biggest SUV a Dakota has ever built. It's 4.87 meters long with a wheelbase of nearly 3 meters.
Yeah, yet somehow the sources claim a drag coefficient of just 0.249. Is that actually as crazy as it sounds for a vehicle this large?
Oh, it is borderline obsessive. To put that 0.249 number into perspective, that is closer to a sleek sports sedan like a Porsche Taycan than a traditional boxy seven-seater.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, because for a massive EV, cutting drag isn't just about speed, it's basic battery survival. If a frontal area that large pushes a flat wall of air, the battery drains far too fast to be practical.
Which makes sense, so they went with this new look, right?
Exactly. Akoda adopted a modern solid design featuring this glossy black tech deck face.
And the sources mention active shutters and air curtains. I always see those terms on EV spec sheets, but what are they actually doing?
Well, the active shutters physically close off the front grille when the battery doesn't need cooling, so that forces air to slip over the hood rather than getting trapped in the engine bay.
Oh, interesting. And the air curtains.
They literally bend the oncoming wind around the front tires. It creates a virtual wall of fast-moving air that prevents turbulent drag from the spinning wheels. Add in flush door handles that retract at speed. And, well, every surface is optimized to cheat the wind.
Right, so if you're sealing up the outside so tightly to slip through the air, you're naturally trapping a massive amount of usable volume inside.
Definitely.
And what they did with that captured space completely pivots from rugged utility to what looks like, honestly, a high-end lounge.
Yeah, it's huge in there.
You can get 5 or 7 seats, and the 5-seat setup leaves you with a colossal 935-liter boot. But look at the Relax package. They offer AGR-certified massage seats and a 16-speaker, 755-watt Sonos system. I mean, are families actually buying this to haul kids, or is this just a luxury cruiser in disguise?
Well, Akoda's is aggressively targeting what they call the pragmatic premium buyer.
Okay.
They know the reality of family trips involves a lot of waiting around,
Yeah.
charging, sports practice, school pickups, so they turn the cabin into a sanctuary.
That makes a lot of sense.
Take the panoramic roof. It uses a 9-segment dynamic shade control. Instead of a mechanical fabric blind, a liquid crystal film inside the glass reacts to electrical currents.
Wait, really? So no physical shade at all?
Nope. It allows you to digitally tint specific sections of the roof with just a swipe on the 13.6-inch vertical screen.
That is wildly futuristic. But then you look closely and find these deeply traditional Akoda quirks.
Right, the simply clever stuff.
Yeah, like windshield wipers with integrated washers that spray directly on the blade, which apparently saves 50% of your wiper fluid, and an Easter egg of 3 cyclists hidden on the windshield, nodding to their origins making Slavia bicycles.
It's that perfect blend of high-tech and their trademark utility. They even included a camp mode that uses the massive battery to run climate control all night while circulating fresh air.
Specifically engineered for people sleeping in the back, right?
Exactly.
Okay, wait. Running climate control all night, blasting a 755-watt Sonos system, powering liquid crystal roofs. I see these V2H and V2G acronyms in the specs, but I have to push back here.
Sure.
Is bidirectional charging actually practical yet? Are people really going to drain their car's battery to power their toaster?
They absolutely will when they realize the financial mechanics. I mean, the Peak packs up to a 91 kilowatt-hour battery. That is roughly 3 days of power for an average home.
Wow, 3 days.
Yeah. Because it supports bidirectional charging, you aren't just buying transport. You're buying a node for your home's energy grid.
So you charge it when it's cheap.
Exactly. You charge the vehicle at 2 in the morning when electricity costs pennies. Then, during the evening peak, when grid prices spike and you're running your oven and air conditioning, the Peak feeds that cheap stored power back into your house.
Which physically offsets your home energy costs.
Mhm.
That makes a ton of sense. And as a vehicle, the sources note that the 91 kilowatt-hour battery still delivers over 640 kilometers of range.
Right, and charges from 10 to 80% in just 28 minutes.
There are 3 variants too, right? Maxing out with the 220 kilowatt all-wheel drive Peak. 90X.
Yeah, the entire ecosystem of this vehicle is designed to blur the line between automotive and residential infrastructure.
So to wrap this up, the Peak gives us massive interior space, aerodynamic efficiency that defies its sheer size, and battery tech that physically integrates with your home.
It's a game changer.
It's a fascinating combination, and we hope sharing these insights provides some truly useful information for you today. Thank you again for dedicating your time to listening to this deep dive.
It's always a pleasure to unpack these major shifts in the industry.
I want to leave you with a final thought to explore on your own. If a massive family SUV can now power your home's grid and act as an overnight climate-controlled lounge, well, at what point do we stop thinking of these machines as cars and start viewing them as mobile extensions of our living rooms? Something to think about the next time you see a heavyweight linebacker doing ballet down the highway.